Ladies and gentlemen, you have read the title correctly. It is 2017 and I'm making a video about Transit. Now, before you get all concerned and click off this video, I have some actual stuff to talk about today. This is no fake news or any of that drama. Today, I thought I would just sit down and talk to you guys, which is what undoubtedly everybody's favorite map is, and what Transit could have been, and also what Transit. Now, if you guys do end up enjoying this video, a like rate would be very much appreciated. We'll aim for 400 likes on this video, and you know what? One like will equal one prayer for Transit Remastered in 2018. You know, actually, I don't really think that's a good idea. But nonetheless, we're going to talk about it, and I guess we'll discuss the possibilities of what could be. If you guys had never played Transit way back up in the day when it first came out, I don't know about you guys, but I was so into finding more about Transit. Now, not necessarily just doing the Easter egg and that sort of thing, like the little side quests that you could do, and there's a bunch of little hidden stuff within all around Transit, but I was interested in finding something big, because Transit always felt incomplete to me. It felt like there was something more that was just on the brink of, just on the tip of our tongue of finding it, but we couldn't do it, and I would scour the map for hours trying to look for anything, and the biggest thing that I was, searching for and into was, of course, Bus Route B. Just in case you guys aren't aware of what Bus Route B is, there is actually, a theory way back up in the day that there was another route that the bus could take, but you had to program the driver to go on it. Obviously, in Transit to this day, he just goes around the map like in his usual route, and he doesn't take any other stops, so you can't alter the way that he goes in any way. But we thought that there was a spot to. There's so much evidence around the map that you could. There was a lot of posters, and there was a lot of signs, like this one right here. It basically showed the night bus, and we thought that there was like a separate one that you could trigger, and that would take you on the separate route. There's also actually set times and specifics for another bus, for like another route on the actual pages itself. So the strongest theory was, when we were actually scouring this map, was that somehow we need to change the time of the map, and when we get it to nighttime, then that will get the second bus to spawn, and the night bus, which will take us to Route B. Sounds absolutely crazy, right? But there's like all kinds of stuff around the map, including this sign right here. It's in the tunnel, which also kind of confirms to us that we need to change it to night. Now, however, now obviously, while we know that Transit, there is no Bus Route B, there's no night bus or anything like that, we're actually not entirely wrong, because from Transit's conception, there was supposed to be a Bus Route B. There was supposed to be a lot more to the map. Transit, obviously, as we know, is kind of, it's hit or miss, what people will call it that, and to me, what it seems like is a very hollowed out zombies map. We know that in interviews from Jason Blundell and stuff, that there was a lot of stuff that went behind the scenes in Treayrchs when Transit was being developed. Obviously, Blundell was not the head spear, like he wasn't guiding Transit. This was a Zelensky map, but Blundell was still like, kind of in the background and helping things along, I suppose, but he had an insight onto what was going on, and so much got cut out of Transit. There was supposed to be a lot of game modes, a lot more of the map, and without going into too much detail, a lot of it ended up getting scrapped for whatever reason, and obviously we ended up with the Transit that we come to know and love or hate today. Just for instance, what would it have been like if we got to see Bus Route B and the other game modes that had been cut out? There actually is one image that exists on the internet of Bus Route B, or what I believe would have been Bus Route B in this other game mode, and it is this right here. You can actually find this on like the COD Wiki and stuff like that. This is actually Treayrchs made, and this was supposed to be for the other game modes of Transit, and Blundell has spoken himself about this. It was supposed to be sort of like almost a volleyball game mode with like this slab of meat that you throw around to each team, and you gotta try to survive the longest, is the way that I am understanding it, and it's kind of like how we play it in Grief, where you throw the meat at somebody, it tracks all the zombies to them. I believe it works in the same way, but this image actually exists, and I do believe this is our first only glimpse into what would have been a Bus Route B, which I find fascinating. So you're probably asking yourself, why did all this cool stuff get cut out? I mean, most of it was probably due to just console restraints and that sort of thing, but we don't really know the whole story. Only Treayrchs does. But what if, one day with these next-gen consoles, what if in Treayrchs' next game, just as little, for instance, I mean, hear me out, what if we got to see what would have been a Transit, right? Like the actual vision for it, not what we got in Black Ops 2. Do you think that would be cool or not? Imagine Transit remade, not remastered, because those are two entirely different definitions. Imagine a remake where there is no fog, there's no denizens, there's a gun in the town, a few ease of life changes here and there, a lot of stuff that people complain about gameplay-wise would be fixed, and that's why people don't like Transit, because there's a lot of annoying things about the gameplay, which I do agree with, but imagine all that stuff gone. Imagine a Bus Route B. Imagine a night bus that takes us to that Bus Route B, and imagine another game that you could play, which is kind of like this volleyball thing that Blundell was describing. Do you think that would be sweet? I would honestly love that. There'd be a whole quest where you gotta use the pylons to change what time it is in the map, and once you get to nighttime, then that second bus would spawn and take you over on that second route. I think that'd be an absolutely amazing Easter egg step, and I don't know, I feel like if Transit had that could be one of the greatest maps of all time, if, you know, the vision of what was supposed to be that map actually came to fruition. I mean, I don't really know. This could be just my nostalgia talking, but I think that's an amazing idea. You guys can let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. Would you like to see a Transit remake in the next Treayrchs game? Now, obviously, this isn't very likely because they're probably fully aware of how the community feels about Transit, and there's probably another select map that's coming as a remaster to the next Treayrchs game. I just think it's a really cool concept to think about. For some reason, I got so into finding more about Transit and Bus Route B. You have no idea how much I was, like, searching for that back up in the day. I don't know if you guys were the same way. Some of you didn't play Transit back then, which I guess this wouldn't really make sense to. But whether you played Transit as much as I did, or maybe you never played it at all, I'd love to hear thoughts in the comment section down below about maybe Treayrchs being remade, not remastered, a remake of it, and, you know, having all these new things that they've talked about in the past of what was supposed to be in the original Transit. I think it's a great idea. You guys can let me know your opinions in the comment section down below. If you guys enjoyed this, I'd appreciate if you could drop a like on the video. That'd be awesome. We'll aim for 400 likes, and if you are brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe so you never miss another video or live stream that I do here. And other than that, guys, hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you all on the next video. Peace out.